5 psychological tricks to make anyone think about you constantly. Have you ever wondered what it takes to permanently occupy a corner of someone's mind? Not because you begged for their attention, or texted them a dozen times, but because their own subconscious refuses to let you go. Most people think making someone think about you requires constant proximity. But relationship psychology proves the exact opposite is true. Human desire is entirely ruled by scarcity, curiosity, and unresolved mental loops. Today, we are breaking down 5 strict psychological triggers that shift the power dynamic completely, moving you out of the chasing phase and turning you into their mind's deepest mystery. The third trick we cover is so powerful, it can turn an estranged ex or a casual crush into an obsessive overthinker overnight. Let's dive in. Trick 1, the Zeigarnik F. CT first trick relies on a fundamental law of cognitive psychology known as the Zeigarnik effect. Named after psychologist Bloomer Zeigarnik, this principle states that the human brain remembers uncompleted or interrupted tasks significantly better than completed ones. When you finish a book, your mind files it away and forgets it. When a TV show ends on a massive cliffhanger, you can't stop thinking about it all week. In relationships, most people commit the fatal error of closing every loop. They answer every question immediately, they explain their entire life story on day one, and they stay on the phone until the conversation completely dies out. If you want them to think about you, you must intentionally leave loops open. End conversations when they are at their absolute peak of excitement. Say something intriguing like, "You won't believe what happened today, I'll tell you tomorrow," and then log off. By leaving the narrative incomplete, their subconscious mind will stay awake trying to solve the puzzle. Trick 2, the mundane anchor. The human brain links emotions directly to sensory triggers, a specific scent, a song, or a unique habit. If you only talk about deep, complex topics, you become associated with a specific heavy mood. But if you anchor yourself to something completely ordinary that they see every single day, their environment will force them to think of you automatically. Start subtly linking yourself to an everyday object or routine. It could be a highly specific brand of mints you always carry, an unusual coffee order you swear by, or a specific song that you casually mention is your ultimate late-night anthem. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just expose them to this anchor consistently over a short period. Once the psychological link is locked in, every single time they walk past that coffee shop, hear that melody, or see that specific item on a grocery shelf, a neurological signal will fire in their brain, and your face will pop straight into their thug. HTS. Trick 3, the scarcity pivot or the 72-hour rule. This brings us to our third trick, the scarcity pivot. This is where most well-meaning people completely break down. In economic theory and human psychology, value is entirely derived from scarcity. When an item is readily available in unlimited quantities, its perceived value drops to zero. If you are always the one to reply within 30 seconds, if your schedule is always perfectly open for them, and if you are completely predictable, you become a background fixture in their life. You are comfortable, not exciting. To break this pattern, you must implement the scarcity pivot. Intentionally pull back your attention by roughly 40%. Do not do this out of anger or drama. Simply become genuinely busy building your own empire, your skills, or your fitness. When you pull away without an explanation, a sudden vacuum of attention is created. The human mind panics in a vacuum. They will begin scrolling through your past messages, wondering what changed, and looking for signs of what they did wrong. Your absence will do more work than your presence ever could. Trick 4, the shared vulnerability echo. Trick number 4 is the shared vulnerability echo. Surface-level interactions create surface-level memories. If you only discuss the weather, work, or casual gossip, your image fades the second you leave the room. Deep subconscious tracking requires emotional weight. Psychologists have found that when you share a small, genuine, unfiltered truth about your fears, childhood, or personal ambitions, it triggers a powerful social reflex called the reciprocity norm. The other person's psychological defenses drop, and they feel compelled to share a hidden part of themselves with you. This creates an exclusive emotional safe zone. Long after the conversation ends, their mind will continually echo that moment of deep vulnerability because it stands out drastically against the hundreds of fake, superficial conversations they have with everyone else. You become their mental sanctuary. Trick 5, the Ben Franklin favor technique. Our final trick sounds completely counterintuitive, but it is backed by one of the oldest cognitive biases in existence. It's called the Benjamin Franklin effect. Conventional wisdom tells us that we think about and do nice things for people we already like. But behavioral psychology shows that we actually grow to like people because we did a favor for them. When someone does a small favor for you, like lending you a specific book, recommending a restaurant, or helping you solve a minor problem, their brain experiences cognitive dissonance if they don't like you. To justify the effort they spend helping you, their subconscious rewriting engine says, I wouldn't invest my time helping this person unless they were important to me. By asking for a small, easily achievable favor, you force their brain to invent a reason why you matter. They will spend hours processing that interaction, solidifying your place in their mind. Which of these 5 psychological tricks are you going to test out first? Let us know in the comments below, and remember to hit that subscribe button to keep mastering your romance mindset. See you in the next deep dive.